Hey folks, Machinery Pete here. I'm at the Montana Agricultural Museum in Fort Benton, Montana here today, and a real treat. I'm here with Gary Larsen from, Gary, you're in
Great
Falls, Montana, right? Just up, is that about a half hour away?
Yeah, 45 miles.
Okay, and Gary, we have a very historic tractor here. We have the 5 millionth international tractor, a 1066, and you have quite a personal history with this tractor, Gary.
Yes, I do. I keep pretty close tabs on where it's always been because I got to go to Hinsdale, Illinois in '76 and haul it home. I worked for the implement dealer in Great Falls, Weaver Maxwell.
Okay.
And I drove the transport for him. And he sent me back there, and I brought it home.
So Gary, let's come over and show us the plaque on the front of the tractor here, because it was a special auction in 1976. I understand.
Yes.
Okay, let's go look at the plaque, and that has the names of the dealers on it.
At that time.
Okay, so these, Gary, are
All the dealers at that time that went in on the bid.
and so International had a special dealer-only auction.
Well,
Was it when they released the 86 series?
Yeah, when they called the dealers back to Hinsdale for them to announce the 86 series tractors.
Okay. And then they had this special auction for this 5 millionth tractor.
Right. And all the dealers all over Canada, everywhere, had a chance to bid on it.
Okay.
But Art Weaver was quite a wheeler dealer,
Okay.
and he talked everybody into putting up that much money for it.
So he was the brains behind it.
Right.
And how much did they pay again?
Well, it was $40,086.86.
86. Okay, that's awesome. And the idea was then for those dealers to bring it back to Montana here and kind of trade it around, show it.
At all their shows, they'd have an implement show or something,
Right.
like they always did back then.
Right.
And so the dealers would take and get their turn of displaying it.
Okay. And this tractor only has 53.6 hours on it. That's unbelievable. Just used in parades and stuff over the years?
Yeah, and whatever. See, when I went to get it, as I recall, it might have only had 35 hours on it.
Wow.
And then after they were done with it, there was 40 hours on it. But I don't know what all they did back there with it.
So Gary, now you were, in your mid-30s when you went to pick it up in 1976?
I was 36, yeah.
And coming here you were driving your rig from Montana to go pick it up. What was that like driving into the Chicago area to?
Well, it was scary because I'd never been out of the state.
Sure.
And to go, my first deal I came to back there was a toll road. I had to stop and pay to go across this bridge.
Mm-hmm.
But
You don't have that here in Montana.
No. And then we didn't have many interstates at that time here.
Sure.
And I did get to travel a lot of interstates, but
Okay.
I drove right to the place.
Okay.
They
So-
gave me a map.
Now I understand when you got there, they brought it out to you.
Yeah, they wouldn't let me, or I don't know why I didn't even ask if I could go in there and look, because it was all, classified.
Right.
Gates are locked.
Right.
But they brought it out. I was parked out on the side of the road.
Okay.
And they brought it out of the yard.
Okay.
And they even drove it on the truck. I just let the tailgate down and they ran her on. I
And then-
chained her down and brought her home.
And point back to Montana. Did you pick up another tractor on the
Yeah,
way?
they sent me. They had another 1086 sold to a customer, and I went way up the border above in North Dakota because they transferred that tractor to the store. So I hauled to them home together.
And now that was 40 years ago. Does it seem like it was 40 years ago, Gary?
No.
And did you, probably hard at the time as a young guy to fully grasp what a piece of history you were hauling home?
Yeah, I didn't really realize, what I had there.
Right.
And the other thing is, I never realized that harvester. I thought it would all my life, and
Right.
30 years before that,
Be there forever.
and it was just, it was heartbreaking to me when what they
Right,
did.
Right. Yeah, tough times, definitely. Now, this has got to be pretty fun for you, Gary. Your history with this tractor, but then you personally also have quite a collection of
Red
internationals
ones.
back
Red
home,
ones.
Farmalls. And how many do you have? if you don't mind my asking.
I have 80 tractors in my collection.
Awesome. You're still under 100. You still got room to go then, Gary.
Well, yes, I just got a 50 MD and a Farmall B.
Well, congratulations.
Last September and August, I got those two.
Okay.
And this year, I found a Super WDR9.
Wow.
That's the rice tractor.
Okay.
And there was very few of them got up into this area.
Where did you find it?
Well, I found it actually 32 years ago out south of town
Okay.
to a friend of mine. He thinks he picked it up here in Fort Benton,
Okay.
and he brought it home. He told me it was seized up. It was still on the truck when I saw it, but then 30 years later, he's getting up in age, and last year at the toy show, I said, what do you want for that
Yeah.
9? And
Yeah.
he told me, so we ended up getting together on. But
Very
like
cool.
say it's seized up, we're going to have to, I've got some stuff in it, hoping, but I've never had much luck with that. We probably have to pull the head off, but
Sure.
I've checked the valves. The thing, there's no moisture. It was taken care of. There's no gum on the rocker
Nice.
arms and the oil in the oil bath and the pump. It's that the rice special. It's a hand clutch. The fenders went out over the wheels, and it's got an accelerator on it for
Nice.
them farming their contour stuff back.
So what are a couple of your other favorite red tractors back home, Gary? I know it's tough to pick favorites.
Well, I'll show you.
All right, I like it.
I have a Farmall Super M,
Okay.
and if you can see it, there's a picture of it. And I prayed that all the time.
You take it to parades all over. That's
Well,
a beautiful tractor.
mostly in Great Falls.
Great Falls.
But that's my tractor that you'll see me on most
That's
of
what
the time.
see Gary in the parade.
Yeah. And
Awesome.
they're just like your kids. You don't really have a favorite one.
Right. Right. Well, Gary, whether it's the small tractors, the big tractors, I can tell it's been a big part of your life. And
Definitely.
Gary, you got to tell us. I love your philosophy about life. I think you got to share that with us if you would. What's your secret to a happy life?
Well, there's 3 secrets. I love what I'm doing, I do what I love, and it makes me happy. And if you ask me if I'm happy, I will tell you some days I'm happier than others, and if I'm working hard, some days I work harder than other days.
I love it. I love it. It's fantastic, Gary. Thank you for telling us the story of the 1066, the 5 millionth tractor, and your connection to it. Just fabulous to hear. Thanks again, Gary.
Okay.